Whew, oh man, the slander has returned. Well, it's not like it ever really left, but forget about it. Let's talk about Avatar: The Way of the Water. Okay, so Avatar: The Way of the Water. This is crazy. I mean, we've been blueballed by James Cameron for a long time on this one. And I guess blueballed might not be describing it very accurately because in order to be blueballed, you have to actually be anticipating something, and well, that's only half true. With James Cameron taking an 11-year gap in between the Titanic and the first Avatar movie, he decided to say, I'll one up you, hold my beer, and literally take, and I mean literally take, half of my life in order to make this sequel. And well, the results were the same as the first movie.
What? What the fuck?
Now, it's hard to know if I should get into heavy spoilers or just try to keep it spoiler free, but I can't. This movie is going to make like 500 mil, 600 mil in the opening weekend, and if you're not one of those people, I'm sorry, but we gotta talk about it. So, to elaborate on what I just stated previously, Avatar 2 is basically Avatar 1, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Plot. So, Avatar 2 continues the story of Jake Sully, my Jake, all of which are names that I will be referring to Jake's character throughout this entire video, so just stick with me. He's full-blown Navi now, as if he wasn't in the last movie, but I mean now, he has kids. A lot of them. 4 to be exact, and that's who we follow basically throughout the entirety of the 3 hours. So you better like them. All of them. Now, to keep it easy throughout the review, because let's be honest, I'm not an Avatar and I'm not James Cameron, so I'm truly not going to be learning the names of these characters unless I'm forced to. So with that, let's learn Jake's kids. We have Mateo, Jake's oldest kid, Dumbass, the younger brother of Mateo, Kiri, and I do remember that name actually, but for the sake of this video, I'm just going to call her Grace 2.0, and that's not really even an insult because I guess to just spoil myself, Grace 2.0 was my favorite character throughout the entire film. And Took, the only child of Jake Sully that will be referred to actually by her name, because this will be more than likely the last time I even bring her up. So bye, Took, maybe we'll see you later, I don't know, but good luck, you made me laugh sometimes. Anyway, The Way of the Water, as I pretty much stated before, follows the same exact storyline as the first film, except Jake Sully is now Dom Toretto, I guess. For reasons I'll never be able to explain in any type of decision making in cinema or in real life, the evil humans that we just let go home and regroup at the end of the first movie are back. And just like any group of people that got beaten by their enemy but are allowed to regroup, they just came back in full force, determined, and upgraded. And I know you guys remember the first movie very well, so it makes no sense to still just be running it up with bows and arrows for some reason, just like the first movie. So it makes sense to just get pieced again, boxed like a fish, stunted on, annihilated. We stood no chance.
Yeah.
But wait, before we get into that, who's even leading this regrouped mission? Are we back for the unobtainable unobtainium? God, I can barely take myself seriously, but just to laugh a little bit more, it's the Colonel. Colonel fucking Scar. Holy shit, this massive build of masculinity is back. In 2022. Imagine. But how is this even possible? Please stick with me and protect those brain cells of yours. So apparently we, or the Sky people, just have more Avatar people back home on Earth. How long have we had these people? How many do we have? Why wasn't this implemented into the first movie? Don't know, shut up. With Colonel Scar's memories just being transplanted into his avatar back home, why are we even here? What's the main motivation that James Cameron came up with in his 13-year hiatus in order to come out with the most tantalizing universe that you've ever seen? Well, Earth is dying. I think you're now starting to pick up the pieces that I'm laying out before you. This is literally the same exact movie. Anyway, Colonel Scar is like, hey, this Jake Sully fellow, he and his wife killed me, so I'll continue the mission for humanity after I complete my mission for my honor. Man, I love this dude. Please get this trope back in cinema. No anti-hero type bullshit. I'm just here to kill you in the name of honor and dignity. Simple and effective. So what does my Jake end up doing in the face of adversity? Well, we run. I mean, he literally looked at me dead in my eyes and dead into Tiri's eyes in the cinema and just told me that he didn't have a plan. James, mate, brother, you're telling me this is the same man from the first film? A man with no plan after letting the enemy leave and regroup, knowing that someday they'll just return? Don't get me wrong, did we know about Colonel Scar and the ever growing technology that humans seem to have in movies when we can barely even make self driving cars in our universe? No. No, we didn't. So we run, and, well, that's where the movie really kicks off. The rest of the movie is just truly James Cameron being James Cameron and fully showing me what I'm supposed to review. So I'll hop off this slander and do that now. This movie is stunning, and I mean stunning. There were some scenes that I felt as if, can my brain even register how clear and real everything looks? When we get to the water tribe, the green avatars, whatever really floats your boat.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Sorry about that. But the movie takes a dramatic turn and basically tells me, hey, look how cinematic this is. Take it all in because the characters in the movie surely are. I mean, we have about 30 to 45 minutes in the second act, simply just building up the world and the people of Pandora, which I'm sure is all James Cameron's vision and nothing short of perfection. The diversity between the two clans is put on the spot from the very first involvement of Jake Sully and his family arriving on the shore to when the climatic battle in the third act even happens. This is where Jake's kids also truly take the spotlight away from Jake to get some sort of character development. Some that's effective and some, well, we'll get to that. Anyway, while we're kicking it in the Water Tribe, Colonel Scar is learning the ways of the Na'vi, with help of spoilers that I won't get into, but now, it's time. I mean, don't get me wrong, we might as well. The movie started off the same exact way as the first, so James Cameron might as well send me off the same way. We have a huge climatic battle between the animals and the people of the Na'vi and the humans, or the Sky People. But instead, we're in the water now instead of the forest. Crazy. But don't get me wrong, I don't really say that with a lot of slander. The ending battle was actually pretty epic, if not contrived sometimes, but still epic nonetheless. With Jake Sully and Colonel Scar getting their rematch, except now it's Avatar and Avatar, it does make for a more, as I said, epic third act because our characters actually seem to be evenly matched in a way. And if this isn't your first time being introduced to my channel, then you know that I love myself a good old-fashioned taijutsu fight. Straight hand to hand is my flavor of choice. But we've seen this before. Well, 13 years ago. My Jake wins, but instead of the humans just fucking off because they're general loss, I think the humans are still on Pandora. It's not really confirmed, or really implied, to be honest. It's as if we forgot that whole subplot because we introduced a new lady general, but she didn't really show up in the movie after the third act. So we'll just say that the humans are still there, and now Jake is ready to stop running and fight. Then we're out of there. No more. See you again in 13 years. Oh man. What a load of uneventful poop. That's easily my main problem with this film. Literally nothing happens. There's no plot, no narrative that I haven't seen before, let alone in the same franchise. Like, how did we actually just make the same exact movie? Did no one notice this after reading the script? It's literally just the Colonel and the humans against the Na'vi. Again. The only difference is that in this film it's 3 hours long because for a full hour of it, it's just the cinematic world of Pandora. You're literally just watching the alien version of planet Earth. And don't get me wrong, is it stunning? Yes. But man, you can't make me sit through a cinema for 3 hours just to give me the same exact movie, but with an additional hour of eye candy. And I'm someone who has a pretty good attention span. Casuals are just going to be like, so what's going on here? It's pretty, but what's going on? Dumbass Sun and Neytiri were also characters that I didn't really understand the direction of where we're going, both for different reasons. One, Dumbass Sun had to be one of, if not the most unrelatable character that I have ever seen in cinema. And that is a statement seeing the characters Marvel has been putting out recently. Listen, I understand as a teenager, hey, you're an idiot. Most of us were. But this is over the top. It was as if he doesn't even value his own life. I'm not even joking. He didn't make a single redeemable decision throughout the entirety of the film, just constantly disrespecting Jake, his family, the clan that took him into asylum, constantly putting not only his life at risk, which could make his character more understandable and relatable, but no, he's constantly putting other people, including his younger sister, on multiple occasions in truly life or death situations. Like, there's no getting behind this character. His dialogue, his motivations, and his actions were all just things that normal people of regular brain function wouldn't do. So for now, until maybe the third movie, he'll be known as Dumbass. Natiri, on the other hand, was quite the opposite. It was mostly just suffering for her throughout the entirety of the film, and not much more after that. She doesn't really have much to do because of the heavy focus of the kids and the side focus of the conclusion of Jake's and Colonel's personal arc. Which is quite the shame, seeing how she was pretty much the best character in the original Avatar, so to watch her take a back seat in a world that is her own is pretty disappointing in my eyes. But with all of that disappointment, I found myself putting all of that investment and emotion that I had for Natiri in the first Avatar being transported into Kiri, or Grace 2.0. Again, for spoilers that I won't get into, Grace 2.0 was the only true interesting character for me out of the newly introduced. She actually had an arc to her, and her dialogue was mostly pushing her character forward and just learning the inner workings of how her character thinks and operates. She was funny and sarcastic at times with the comfortability of being around her family, but also vulnerable and relatable when we really dove into what her character is all about. I found myself wanting more and more when she wasn't on the screen, and she's a character I look forward to the most if we were to ever get a third installment of this franchise. All in all, I can't say that this is a bad movie. I've seen bad movies and this isn't it. But I also couldn't say that the first Avatar was bad. And that's the paradox. Avatar 1 and Avatar 2 are exactly the same film. If you enjoyed the first one, then you're going to enjoy the second. And if you didn't, well, the only thing I can tell you is that if you want to see the most beautiful cinematography put to the big screen that I've seen in my life, I can give you that. And now, after seeing the film, I do believe that this will be more than likely the highest grossing film of 2022, which is up to your own interpretation on if that's a good thing or not. But I will say more than likely, I would have been disappointed if I didn't go see Avatar The Way of the Water on the big screen. But with that, what do you guys think about Avatar 2? I keep calling it that, and I need to call it Avatar The Way of the Water, but it is what it is. We kept the spoilers, pretty mid, I guess, in this video. Nothing too crazy, but parts that were necessary. But I am interested to see what you all think, so I'll definitely be in those comments. I want to thank you all for watching, and if you enjoyed, then like the video and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. I want to also be quick about it, but announce that I'm working on a huge special project of mine pertaining to The Walking Dead and its series finale. The Walking Dead is my favorite show of all time, and very important to me as a mid-20-year-old that's been watching the show since he was 13, pretty much like Avatar and Avatar 2 and its gap. It's a journey, and I actually can't believe that it's over. It's still pretty wild to me. Anyway, I'm going to mention it towards the end of most of my videos because, like I said, this one is special, so stay tuned for that. But otherwise, again, thank you guys for watching, and that's all the words I got for you today. Bye.